Hey, what's up guys? Cohen here from Compass, and we're talking about Streeteasy Premier, what it's doing to the real estate industry now. It's so funny to me because so many brokers are now signing up on Streeteasy, on Zillow, and they're essentially paying for placement on another broker's listing. And this is happening not only on Streeteasy, but it's happening around the country, where you will be scrolling the old World Wide Web, looking at apartments, looking at homes, and you put in your contact information, but it doesn't actually go to the listing agent. The information gets sent to a buyer's broker who is not affiliated with the property, but they will reach out to you and offer to represent you in the transaction. Sometimes people just want to really get you out to the apartment or the house, and they'll just bring you there, and then there could be some confusion. Wait, aren't you the listing agent? Who are you? Why are you here? So it's a very contentious issue in the industry, mostly from the listing agents, people that are producing listings in their neighborhoods, bringing that activity to market. A lot of people really get pissed off at Streeteasy and Zillow and how this system works. And it's leading to a lot of consumer confusion too. So as a consumer, when you go onto a website and you're shopping for a home, you expect that when you contact somebody to take a look at an apartment or home, that you're getting in touch with the person who actually knows something about the apartment or the house. In a lot of instances, people will get on the phone, call you, and now you're talking to a buyer's agent that doesn't know anything about the property. You're asking them questions. What's the exposure outside the window? What does that look like? And they just don't know. So this kind of bastardizes the industry even further, because now people are reaching out to have a look at an apartment, and they're reaching somebody that has no affiliation with it. They're offering buyer representative services, which a lot of people don't know in the context of agency disclosure and who's working for who. And it just creates a ton of confusion. So for all the consumers that are actively, perusing Streeteasy on their own or looking on Zillow on their own, just keep that in mind. A lot of the direct outreach, you really need to kind of call and look carefully for finding the listing agent's contact information, if that's who you want to get in touch with, because that's where you'll get the most direct information. Now granted, if you're coming unrepresented, you would be working in sort of a dual agent capacity with that broker who would be representing both sides of the transaction. And granted also, at any point you can bring in a buyer's broker if you want to look at something directly, and right before you submit an offer, you want to bring in a buyer's agent to help represent your interest, who might know the nuances of the neighborhood or be able to see things that you can't. You're able to do that up until the point that you submit an offer. So something just to really be mindful of when you're shopping on these aggregation websites, because it leads to confusion. People don't know what their rights are when they're going through the real estate transaction. I think if you are looking for a real estate broker to represent you, it makes a lot more sense to do your research, look at their page, see how many transactions the agent has done. Are they active in your neighborhood? Do they match you personally? Do you like them? Interview them. As a buyer, you have unlimited possibilities to meet people, to interview. I'm sure people would love to take your phone call and represent you in a transaction, but for whatever reason, it never works like that. People contact a stranger from the internet that's paying for advertising on Streeteasy or Zillow, and then they bounce around, they meet a bunch of people, and then they choose whomever. For whatever reason, people aren't very calculated on the buy side for who they work with as a broker. So keep that in mind as you're shopping. I think it's great to go out and meet a few people, get information, see how prepared they are going into the tours. For myself, when I'm going out and touring with a buyer, I not only print out the information on the listing, but I like to have some recently sold comps available. I like to have some information on the neighborhood available. I like to have the school district available, if that's important to the buyer. Keeping all these things in mind, interview who you're working with on the buy side. Understand that when you're using tools and aggregation websites, Zillow makes their money essentially by having agents pay to advertise on other people's listings. Bear all that in mind when you're starting the shopping process for your home, because you have unlimited choice, probably too much, but I think instead of just choosing to work with the first person that pops up in front of you or who might be paying for advertising, take a look through at the reviews online, see what they're about, see what transactions they've done, see if they match in terms of the experience and the price point. Some brokers that have tons of experience, like a top broker, they may not want to work with you on a 2-bedroom, 2-bath sale to buy something for $1.5 million. Find someone that's able to give you the right amount of service and attention for your price point, someone you like, and someone that has experience in the neighborhood. As you are searching, if you are looking on your own, just be mindful of where you're getting plugged in and who you're being connected to and what their experience is like, because it doesn't really do very good by the real estate industry, but I want to get ahead of it a little bit and give you this background information so that you're familiar when you're doing your home search. Feel free to reach out to me about any of your questions on Streeteasy Premier or Zillow. Reach me at the social media channel of your choice, and I'll see you soon.